What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It feels like it has been ages since we have vlogged. Basically we have just been chilling and isolating and all that fun stuff after coming back from holiday. Obviously we're home as you can see, and this video is just going to be a little Q&A about our holiday because obviously there's loads of things going on just now. Travel is not as easy as it used to be, and I have had loads of questions about traveling in general, traveling with the kiddos, how it went, especially because it was just me by myself taking the two of them. And yeah, I've had loads of questions, so I thought I would just do a little rundown vlog and explain it all to you. So like I said, we have been back, I think it's coming up for 2 weeks now since we came back. We had to isolate when we came home because I have only had one jab, but I will get into that. A little rundown, if you hadn't watched our very first holiday vlog, I will link it somewhere up the top here if you've not gone and watched that. So yeah, there was a slight issue. Obviously if you've watched the vlog you will know. So basically what happened was there's all of these things that you have to do before you fly into Spain, which is where we were going. You have to get a COVID test. It is now 48 hours before you fly. Before it was 72, and this is where the whole issue came up. COVID test, there's passenger forms, all that kind of stuff. So I went and got my COVID test in Aberdeen. We went down for the weekend to Glasgow. Lewis dropped us off. We went to the airport the next day, and then we got rejected for our flight because when I went and got my first COVID test, it was 72 hours before you fly, and then as I was getting it actually, the Spanish government changed the rules and they said it had to be 48 hours before you fly, so I missed that cutoff. That first flight I wasn't allowed to fly, which then ensued the whole drama of staying in Glasgow for a week, having to traipse the kids from the airport into town, get a hotel, all that fun stuff. But it was all fine, it was sorted. I got a flight a few days later. I got a new COVID test. I went to the airport, got a quick rapid one. It came back really quickly and I managed to get all of it done and sorted. And yeah, we made it obviously, and it was all fine in the end. But I would definitely say, I think I did hear a rumour that they had changed it back to 72 hours before you fly, but obviously double check, because you don't want to be in a situation where you get rejected from your flight because it's not fun. Agnes was awesome on the flight out. She just sat, watched films on my phone. I downloaded a few things off Disney Plus, so it was already on my phone and she could just watch it, and she had a really good time. She loved it. Innes was a little bit difficult, so if you know Innes, he is not a boy to sit on your knee and just chill and watch phones, films and stuff. He's not interested. He wants to be up and about and running around. So I was slightly worried about how he would be, and it was a late night flight, so I thought, oh, that's fine. He had one nap that day, so I was like, ace, he's just gonna cuddle in, fall asleep, and it'll all be fine. Which, it was fine, but he physically fought me and like screamed and punched and kicked for about an hour and a half of our 3-hour flight. So that was a bit rough, but all I could do was just hold him. He didn't have a seat of his own because he wasn't old enough to have one. Agnes is, it isn't. So yeah, it was just on my lap. So I just had to hold him, this like screaming, kicking child. He did eventually fall asleep, which I'm pretty sure I did film him falling asleep. He only slept for about half an hour, but once he woke up, he was absolutely fine. He was quite grumpy. He just sat and was like, didn't really want to talk to anyone, but at least he sat. The only time that Agnes got upset on that flight was when we were coming down and her ears got a bit sore. And then because it was nighttime, they switched the lights off. She got a bit freaked out, but she was absolutely fine. And yeah, we made it. We got picked up from the airport and we had a great time. Because we missed those first 4 days at the very beginning, I did add on an extra 4 days onto our trip. So I did change my flight halfway through the holiday for coming back. So we got to spend like a proper, I think we were there for 3 full weeks. So we got to spend like a good amount of time and it wasn't cut short because of what had happened on our way out there, which was great, and I'm really pleased that we did that. So yeah, on the way back home I had to have another COVID test, which very kindly a neighbour of theirs booked for me, and we just had to go into the hospital. It was really quick and easy. It was just an antigen test because that is one that you can get coming back to the UK. Super easy, and then we had to fill in passenger forms for all of us. It's exactly the same as when we went over to Spain, so it's the same coming back to the UK, which was fine. And yeah, I would say it's pretty easy. It seemed less stressful than going there, but I just think because things actually went right this time. And then yeah, we got dropped off at the airport, said our goodbyes. It was very emotional. It was another late night flight.
I did go on the plane.
You did go on a plane, didn't you?
Yeah, I get shot on my plane.
You did get sore ears, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we came home. It was another late night flight.
I did came home.
You did. It was another late night flight, so I thought, oh, that's fine. Innes will sleep. Agnes will sleep.
Get down.
Yeah.
I did get down.
Yeah.
And up
Yeah.
sky.
Up in the sky, weren't you?
Yeah, and the giant sky.
Yeah. It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, doing that.
Yeah. So yeah, but Innes did not sleep that entire flight. He wasn't as screamy and fighty as the first one, but he definitely didn't sleep.
I did fight.
No, but it went perfect. My dad did get the kids little tablets for the flight home, so they just watched their films on that. They have like a little drawing pad as well, so they drew kind of pictures. And also I think Agnes took a lot of photos on her pad. So that was perfect, it worked out really well. I kind of wish I had that for the flight over, but never mind, we have them now. And all in all, it was a pretty stress-free trip. What I will say is when you enter Spain and also when you enter back into the UK, you do have to go through passport control and border control, and there is a little bit of a queue for that. I waited until everyone else was off the plane before I took these guys off, so I just was like, there's no point, you know, fluffing about and people being behind us. Just like let everyone get off, we can just get off the plane, tootle off ourselves in our own time. So we were at the very back of the queue for passport control in both instances, but that meant that our suitcases were already there. I wasn't having to wait. So what I did with the pram, because I've had loads of questions about the pram, I took our double pram with us, which you've probably seen. So that was free with Innes's ticket, so it means that, you know, you can have your pram and you get to also have it up to the gate as well, which was ideal because I definitely wouldn't have coped in either airport with the kids without the pram. You just basically push it up to your gate, fold it down just as you're getting your boarding pass and your passport is checked, and then the guys take it off and put it on the plane. And it also means that it's the first thing out again when they deload all of the luggage out of the plane, which is perfect. So I really didn't have too much time, you know, with Agnes walking and Innes, but you know, I obviously did have to go through passport control and stuff like that, carrying them. So, but it worked out perfectly. That was probably the one thing that I was mostly worried about, was the whole pram situation, because I'd never travelled with a pram before. So I basically just didn't know, but it worked out perfect. It was absolutely fine. The one thing that I did mess up on our very first attempt at flying out was snacks. So because we were in that little Premier Inn for a few days before, I just thought, oh, it'll be fine, I'll get snacks at the airport for them. But actually there was nothing open in Prestwick Airport for snacks. So literally nothing is open, it's all closed. So yeah, there was the whole fuss in Prestwick Airport, we weren't allowed to fly. And then, you know, it was like afternoon time, the kids hadn't had any lunch. Nothing was open to get them a snack, and I had to traipse them all onto the train into Glasgow, get hotels and stuff sorted. So that was the only thing that I really mucked up on. I wish I'd had snacks for them, but obviously it wasn't really part of the plan to not get on the plane, because I would have got stuff after we'd gone through security and stuff like that. But that was the only thing I think I didn't really plan very well, but I'll know for next time. Obviously with coming back and everything that is still going on, we did need to isolate for 10 days. Well, actually, in fact, I needed to isolate for 10 days. The kids didn't. While we were away, they did change the rules. So now when you come back from Spain, if you are double vaccinated, you don't have to isolate. So I was a little bit gutted that I'd missed my second jab while I was away, and I've only had the one. I did also have to buy 2 COVID tests. So you do one on day 2 and one on day 8. that you have to buy separately. They are quite expensive. I think it was like 170-ish pounds for the 2. You just do them at home, send them away in the post, and then you get a text and an email with the results. Both of mine came back negative. Obviously I've completed my isolation now and it all went fine, but that is something to take into consideration if you do want to travel just now. Obviously that's only if you're not vaccinated or if you've just got your single dose. I think if you've got your double vaccination, you do still need to buy a test, but I think it's just a day 2, but I'm not entirely sure because obviously that wasn't the rules that I was needing to follow. I am double vaccinated now, which I am delighted with. So I won't need to do that again, which I'm very, very pleased about. I think what I can take from my experience is everything to do with like the whole COVID situation and like PCP tests and antigen tests and things like that. If all the rules changed so quickly and probably keep a better eye than I did on the whole situation. Yeah, I am gutted that obviously we missed our first flight because it did cost a lot of money to fix that mistake, but these things happen and it's all done with. But yeah, these things do change really, really quickly, so definitely keep an eye on everything. All in all, I would say that the whole flying with toddlers wasn't actually half as bad as I thought it was going to be, and it is quite nice because I know now that I can do it. And although I would have loved for Lewis to be there and to come along, it just couldn't happen. But I now know that I can travel by myself with the kids if I really have to. And I think that's quite fun, and they loved it, and I think I was really lucky because they were both very well behaved. Anyway guys, I'm going to end this vlog here. It's been ages since I've done a little chatty vlog, so I actually do really enjoy doing them, but I hope you liked it. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Instagram. I'll speak to you all in our next video.
Bye.